Welcome to the Suit of Cups, the emotional current of the tarot. The cups represent the element of water, and with it, the world of emotions, relationships, love, intuition, and the subconscious. This suit flows through the heart rather than the mind, guiding us through connection, vulnerability, imagination, and the tides of inner experience. In everyday life, cups appear when we're exploring matters of the heart: romance, friendship, compassion, grief, joy, and emotional healing. They speak to how we relate to others, how we nurture ourselves, and how we allow or resist the flow of feeling. When a reading is full of cups, it suggests that the emotional landscape is at the center of your story. The suit is aligned with the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, each bringing sensitivity, depth, and the ability to feel beneath the surface. When working with cups, it's less about action and more about presence, empathy, and emotional honesty. At their best, the cups speak of love, connection, creativity, and spiritual depth. But in their shadow, they can reveal emotional overwhelm, avoidance, dependency, or illusion. Just like water, emotions can nourish and cleanse, but when blocked or ignored, they can flood or stagnate. From the gentle offering of the ace to the emotional maturity of the king, the Suit of Cups traces a journey through the heart, from first feeling to deep emotional mastery. It asks you not just to think or do, but to feel. So ask yourself, what emotions are asking to be acknowledged? What relationships need nurturing or release? Because the cups don't speak in facts, they speak in feelings. And when you learn to listen, they'll guide you to a deeper understanding of yourself and those around you. The Ace of Cups is a symbol of emotional renewal, spiritual awakening, and the overflowing abundance of the heart. In the image, a divine hand emerges from a cloud, offering a golden cup. Water pours out in 5 streams, representing the flow of emotion, intuition, and love into every area of life. Below, a calm pool is scattered with lotus blossoms, signs of purity, healing, and spiritual growth. Above the cup, a dove descends with a host wafer, adding a sense of peace and divine connection. Upright, the Ace of Cups represents new beginnings in the realm of the heart. This could be the start of a relationship, the deepening of emotional bonds, or a moment of profound healing and self-love. It also speaks to spiritual openness, being ready to receive love, inspiration, and grace. When this card appears, it's an invitation to open your heart fully and let the energy of love flow freely. Reversed, the card may suggest emotional blockage, unexpressed feelings, or self-protection. Perhaps you're holding back or not trusting yourself to be vulnerable. It may also reflect a time when love is present, but not yet recognized or accepted. The message is to reconnect with your emotional truth and allow yourself to feel again. Astrologically, the Ace of Cups resonates with the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, offering sensitivity, depth, and intuitive awareness. Its element is water, symbolizing emotion, connection, and the subconscious. When the Ace of Cups appears, it's a blessing, a reminder that love and healing are available, often when you least expect it. So ask yourself, are you ready to receive? What would happen if you let your heart lead? Because this card marks the beginning of emotional wholeness, and all you need to do is say yes. The Two of Cups is a card of connection, mutual respect, and heartfelt unity. In the image, 2 figures face one another, each holding a cup. They are in balance, equals in offering and reception. Above them floats a caduceus, symbolizing healing and harmony, with a lion's head crowning the image, representing passion and strength. This isn't just about attraction, it's about a bond built on emotional truth and shared intention. Upright, the Two of Cups signals a deepening of emotional connection. This might be the start of a romantic relationship, a close friendship, a powerful partnership, or even reconciliation after distance. It's a card of emotional exchange, where both people are open, willing, and equally invested. There is respect, trust, and an honest desire to meet one another with care. Reversed, the energy may feel imbalanced. There could be misunderstanding, lack of reciprocity, or emotional tension in a connection. It may suggest that one person is giving more than the other, or that trust needs to be rebuilt. Alternatively, it can also call for self-union, bringing harmony within before seeking it in others. Astrologically, the Two of Cups is linked to Venus in Cancer, an energy that combines love, intimacy, and emotional safety. Its element is water, offering depth, empathy, and intuitive understanding. When the Two of Cups appears, it's a moment to honor connection, whether with another person or within yourself. It reminds you that love isn't always grand or dramatic. Sometimes it's found in mutual understanding, gentle support, and emotional presence. So ask yourself, where is connection trying to grow in your life? And are you ready to meet it with openness? Because this card reminds you, the most powerful relationships are those built on shared truth, mutual care, and emotional equality. The Three of Cups is a card of joy, friendship, and shared celebration. In the image, three women raise their cups high in the air, dancing in a circle of unity and joy. They stand surrounded by fruits and flowers, symbols of abundance, connection, and harvest. This is a moment of coming together, of honouring community, and celebrating the bonds that nourish us. Upright, the Three of Cups represents celebration with others, joyful gatherings, support from friends, and emotional uplift through shared experiences. It may point to a reunion, a social event, or simply the comfort of knowing you're not alone. It's a reminder to appreciate the people who bring light into your life, whether through laughter, support, or creative collaboration. Reverse, this card may suggest overindulgence, gossip, or emotional imbalance within a group. Perhaps someone is feeling left out, or a social situation isn't as harmonious as it seems. It could also be a gentle nudge to reflect on whether your current relationships are supportive and healthy, or simply habitual. Astrologically, the Three of Cups is linked to Mercury in Cancer, open-hearted communication, emotional intelligence, and joyful connection. The element is water, emphasizing emotional exchange, depth, and celebration from the heart. When the Three of Cups appears, it's an invitation to connect, share, and celebrate, not alone, but with those who make the journey brighter. Whether it's a big occasion or a quiet gathering, this card encourages you to value the people who lift your spirit. So ask yourself, who brings joy into your life? And how can you honour that connection today? Because this card reminds you, some of the most meaningful moments aren't about achievement, but about shared joy, gratitude, and the simple power of togetherness. The Four of Cups is a card of introspection, emotional pause, and reconsidering what truly matters. In the image, a figure sits beneath a tree, arms crossed, eyes cast downward. Three cups rest before them, but their gaze avoids them. A fourth cup is being offered by a hand from a cloud, a new opportunity, yet the figure seems unaware or uninterested. It's a moment of emotional withdrawal, perhaps even dissatisfaction. Upright, the Four of Cups often signals a need to turn inward. You may be feeling disconnected, discontent, or emotionally flat. What once brought joy may now feel stale, or you're unsure what will truly fulfill you next. This card asks you to take a pause, not to escape, but to reflect deeply. Something is being offered, perhaps quietly or unexpectedly, and it's important not to miss it by turning away too soon. Reverse, this card may show a return to openness, finally seeing what's been in front of you all along. Alternatively, it could reflect emotional stagnation, apathy, or a refusal to engage with the present. It's a sign to examine whether you're shutting yourself off from life due to past disappointments or unspoken expectations. Astrologically, the Four of Cups is linked to the moon in Cancer, deep emotions, fluctuating moods, and the pull between security and longing. Its element is water, connected to feeling, intuition, and emotional renewal. When the Four of Cups appears, it's a reminder that solitude can be healing, but don't let it become isolation. Reflection is useful, but don't close your heart entirely. So ask yourself, what are you overlooking? And is it time to look up and see what life is quietly offering? Because sometimes the gift you need most is already on its way, if you're willing to receive it. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, disappointment, and emotional processing. In the image, a cloaked figure stands with head bowed, facing three spilled cups on the ground. Their focus is fixed on what's been lost. Behind them, two upright cups remain, full, unbroken, and unnoticed. In the background flows a river, and a bridge leads to a distant structure, hinting that the way forward still exists, even if it feels far away. Upright, the Five of Cups reflects grief, regret, or sorrow over something that hasn't gone as hoped. Whether it's the end of a relationship, a missed opportunity, or an emotional letdown, this card honours the very real pain of loss. However, it also carries a quiet truth. Not all is lost. The remaining cups in the bridge symbolise hope, healing, and what still stands waiting to be reclaimed. Reversed, the card often marks the beginning of emotional recovery. You may be starting to let go of what once held you in sadness, or recognising the blessings that remain. On the other hand, it can also point to difficulty moving on, or clinging to the past longer than is helpful. It's a call to feel, but not remain frozen in grief. Astrologically, the Five of Cups is tied to Mars in Scorpio, intense emotional energy, deep transformation, and the courage to face inner pain. Its element is water, connecting it to emotion, memory, and healing through release. When the Five of Cups appears, it reminds you that grief is part of life, but so is healing. Look gently at what you've lost, but don't forget to notice what remains. So ask yourself, are you ready to cross the bridge from mourning to meaning? Because while sorrow is real, so too is the path to renewal. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, innocence, and emotional roots. In the image, a child offers a cup filled with flowers to another. Around them are 5 more cups, also blooming. The scene is peaceful, soft, and safe, set in a quiet village with a large building behind them suggesting home or the past. This card evokes memory, comfort, and the gentle feelings tied to earlier times. Upright, the Six of Cups often points to the past, childhood memories, old friendships, family ties, or a time when life felt simpler. It may signify a reunion, a reconnection, or even a healing moment linked to where you've come from. Sometimes it's about giving or receiving kindness without expectation, simply for the joy of sharing. This card also invites you to approach your current life with more warmth, playfulness, or openness. Reversed, the card can suggest being stuck in the past, overly idealizing it, or using nostalgia as a way to avoid the present. It might be time to release what was and focus on what is. Alternatively, it could point to unresolved emotions or childhood wounds needing gentle attention. Astrologically, the Six of Cups is linked to the Sun in Scorpio, a sign of emotional depth, memory, and transformation through emotional honesty. Its element is water, bringing intuition, feeling, and emotional reflection to the surface. When the Six of Cups appears, it encourages you to reflect with compassion. Honour your past, but don't lose yourself in it. So ask yourself, what emotional memories are shaping your present? And are they helping you grow or holding you still? Because this card reminds you that while the past shapes us, it doesn't define us. There is beauty in remembering, but life is still unfolding now. The Seven of Cups is a card of choices, illusions, and the power of imagination. In the image, a silhouetted figure stands before 7 floating cups, each containing something different: a castle, a snake, jewels, a laurel wreath, a dragon, a veiled figure, and a head. Some appear tempting, others dangerous. The sky is grey, misty, and dreamlike, suggesting that not everything here is what it seems. Upright, the Seven of Cups represents a time of possibilities, dreams, or complex decisions. You may be faced with many options, desires, or ideas, but clarity is lacking. It's easy to be overwhelmed or to chase fantasies that have no substance. This card encourages you to pause and consider what's real and what's simply wishful thinking. Use discernment and intuition to choose wisely. Reversed, this card may show clarity emerging after confusion or a narrowing of focus. Alternatively, it can reflect illusion, deception, or living in denial. Perhaps it's time to get grounded and make practical choices, rather than losing yourself in idealism or avoidance. Astrologically, the Seven of Cups is linked to Venus in Scorpio, a combination of deep desire, strong emotion, and potential for both enchantment and entrapment. Its element is water, which connects it to intuition, dreams, and emotional depth, but also the risk of drowning in indecision or fantasy. When the Seven of Cups appears, it's a moment to check in with your truth. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not every path will lead to where you truly want to be. So ask yourself, what do you really want? And what are you escaping from? Because this card reminds you, vision is powerful, but without clarity and action, dreams remain just clouds in the sky. The Eight of Cups is a card of emotional departure, quiet strength, and seeking deeper fulfillment. In the image, a cloaked figure walks away from a neatly stacked arrangement of 8 cups. They leave under the light of a full moon, heading toward mountains and unknown paths. The cups remain standing, nothing is broken, but something is missing. This is a conscious decision to step away from what no longer satisfies the soul. Upright, the Eight of Cups speaks to leaving something behind, a relationship, lifestyle, or situation, not out of anger, but out of inner necessity. There's often no drama, just the quiet realization that something once fulfilling no longer is. This card invites you to trust your emotional truth and honor the call to move on in search of something more meaningful. Reversed, the card may indicate resistance to walking away, fear of change, or staying in a situation out of habit or guilt. It might also suggest returning to something previously left behind, seeking closure or rediscovery. Either way, it calls for honest self-inquiry. Are you staying because it feels right, or simply because it's familiar? Astrologically, the Eight of Cups corresponds to Saturn in Pisces, a blend of emotional depth and soul-searching, combined with a need for growth and boundaries. Its element is water, drawing attention to emotional honesty, intuition, and spiritual longing. When the Eight of Cups appears, it's a reminder that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away, not in defeat, but in hope. So ask yourself, what have you outgrown? And are you willing to leave the known in order to find the meaningful? Because this card marks a turning point, where courage lies not in holding on, but in seeking what your heart truly needs. The Nine of Cups is a card of satisfaction, emotional contentment, and wishes fulfilled. In the image, a figure sits confidently before a curved display of 9 golden cups, arms folded and a slight smile on their face. They look pleased, grounded, and entirely at ease. The cups behind them are not being grasped at. They're already theirs. This is a moment of enjoying what's been earned. Upright, the Nine of Cups is often known as the wish card. It signifies emotional fulfillment, pleasure, and achieving something you've hoped for, whether it's personal success, a rewarding relationship, or simply a sense of inner peace. This card suggests that you're in a space where you can enjoy life's pleasures and feel proud of what you've created. It's a moment of self-contentment, not loud or flashy, just quietly satisfying. Reversed, the card may suggest overindulgence, superficial satisfaction, or chasing pleasure without deeper meaning. You might be getting what you want, but still feeling empty, a sign to consider whether your goals truly align with your values. Alternatively, it can indicate a blocked wish or emotional dissatisfaction, even if everything appears fine on the surface. Astrologically, the Nine of Cups is linked to Jupiter in Pisces, generous, emotionally rich energy that blends spiritual joy with material ease. The element is water, focusing on feelings, personal fulfillment, and inner harmony. When the Nine of Cups appears, it invites you to pause and savor where you are. Enjoy what you've built. Celebrate the little victories, the contentment in your own skin, and the dreams you've turned into reality. So ask yourself, are you allowing yourself to feel joy? And what does true satisfaction look like for you? Because this card reminds you, happiness isn't out there, it begins within. The Ten of Cups is a card of lasting happiness, emotional harmony, and deep fulfillment. In the image, a couple stands arm in arm, gazing at a rainbow of 10 cups arched across the sky. 2 children dance nearby, and a house sits peacefully in the background. This scene radiates joy, love, and emotional security, the kind that comes not just from fleeting pleasure, but from a life lived with heart and alignment. Upright, the Ten of Cups signifies emotional completion. It speaks to strong relationships, family bonds, spiritual alignment, and a sense of peace that runs deeper than material success, whether it's found in a loving partnership, a chosen family, or inner harmony. This card represents a state of wholeness, where the heart feels safe, open, and full. Reversed, the card may suggest disharmony, misaligned values, or a gap between expectation and reality. Perhaps the vision of happiness you're chasing doesn't quite match your truth, or emotional connection is being strained. It's a reminder to reassess what true joy looks like, and whether you're building it from a place of authenticity. Astrologically, the Ten of Cups corresponds with Mars in Pisces, the drive to find emotional meaning and spiritual connection, to act from compassion and imagination. Its element is water, bringing emotional depth, intuition, and a sense of flowing fulfillment. When the Ten of Cups appears, it's a blessing, a sign that joy, love, and contentment are either present or within reach. Not perfect happiness, but genuine heart-rooted peace. So ask yourself, what does emotional fulfillment mean to you? And are you nurturing the connections that make life truly rich? Because this card reminds you, the deepest happiness is shared, real, and rooted in love. The Page of Cups is a card of emotional openness, creative curiosity, and unexpected messages from the heart. In the image, a young figure stands by the sea, holding a golden cup from which a fish unexpectedly peeks out. The page doesn't appear startled. Rather, they seem intrigued, curious, and gently amused. This image captures the spirit of youthful wonder, emotional sensitivity, and the kind of intuition that speaks softly but meaningfully. Upright, the Page of Cups symbolizes new emotional beginnings, the early stages of love, friendship, or self-discovery. It can also signal a message or invitation that stirs the heart, or a moment when your intuition gently taps you on the shoulder. This card encourages you to stay open, creative, and receptive. There's magic in vulnerability, and wisdom in listening to what your feelings are trying to tell you. Reversed, the Page of Cups may suggest emotional immaturity, insecurity, or creative blocks. You may be avoiding your feelings, doubting your worth, or struggle to trust your inner voice. Alternatively, it could signal someone around you who is emotionally inconsistent or not yet ready to meet you at the depth you desire. Astrologically, the Page of Cups resonates with water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, especially in their tender, imaginative, and emotionally exploratory aspects. Its element is water, highlighting intuition, sensitivity, and the realm of dreams and emotion. When the Page of Cups appears, it invites you to meet life with a softer heart. There's beauty in being open, even if you don't have all the answers. So ask yourself, are you willing to listen to your intuition, even if it whispers? What might happen if you let your heart lead, just for a moment? Because this card reminds you, emotional insight often begins as a gentle ripple, not a wave. The Knight of Cups is a card of romance, charm, and heartfelt pursuit. In the image, a knight in shining armor rides a white horse through calm terrain. He holds a cup carefully in front of him, not as a weapon, but as an offering. Unlike other knights, his horse walks gently. This is not a charge, but a quest led by feeling, not force. Upright, the Knight of Cups symbolizes a message, opportunity, or person led by emotion, creativity, or romance. It may represent someone entering your life with an offer of love, connection, or artistic inspiration. It can also point to your own desire to follow your heart, to move towards something that stirs the soul. This card invites you to pursue dreams with grace and to honor the role of emotion in decision-making. Reversed, the knight's energy may become moody, unreliable, or overly idealistic. It can suggest unrealistic expectations in love, emotional inconsistency, or a tendency to avoid hard truths in favor of fantasy. You might be chasing a dream that lacks substance or struggle to stay grounded during emotional tides. Astrologically, the Knight of Cups is linked to Pisces energy, intuitive, romantic, gentle, and sometimes elusive. The element is water, reinforcing a focus on emotion, sensitivity, imagination, and connection. When the Knight of Cups appears, it's an invitation to listen to your heart and move with emotional intelligence. Whether you're offering something to another or responding to an invitation, do so with sincerity and care. So ask yourself, what is your heart asking you to pursue? And are you willing to follow it, even if the path ahead is uncertain? Because this card reminds you, not all quests are driven by logic. Some are led by love, intuition, and the quiet courage to feel deeply. The Queen of Cups is a symbol of emotional wisdom, deep compassion, and intuitive power. Seated on a throne by the sea, the queen gazes softly at a beautifully adorned cup, one with a closed lid, symbolizing the sacredness and mystery of the emotions she holds. Her surroundings are calm yet powerful, a reflection of her inner depth. She doesn't force emotion, she understands it, honors it, and holds space for it. Upright, the Queen of Cups represents emotional intelligence, empathy, and nurturing presence. She may signify someone in your life, or an aspect of yourself, who is caring, emotionally attuned, and highly intuitive. This card encourages you to listen deeply, trust your gut, and respond to life with compassion. It's a reminder that sensitivity is not weakness. It is strength guided by insight and grace. Reversed, the Queen's energy can become overly emotional, withdrawn, or codependent. You may be neglecting your own needs while trying to care for others, or struggling to set healthy emotional boundaries. Alternatively, you could be suppressing your feelings or doubting your intuitive voice. The message is to come back to emotional balance and self-care. Astrologically, the Queen of Cups is closely associated with Cancer, a nurturing, intuitive, and emotionally rich sign. Her element is water, connecting her to feelings, healing, dreams, and the unconscious. When the Queen of Cups appears, it invites you to embody emotional maturity. Lead with kindness, but don't lose yourself in the emotions of others. Be open, but stay grounded. So ask yourself, are you listening to your inner voice? And are you caring for yourself as deeply as you care for others? Because this card reminds you, true emotional strength comes from knowing yourself and loving wisely, not endlessly. The King of Cups is a figure of emotional mastery, calm authority, and compassionate leadership. He sits on a stone throne surrounded by a restless sea, with waves rising and a ship and fish in motion behind him. Yet he remains composed, holding a cup in one hand and a scepter in the other. His power lies not in suppressing emotion, but in understanding and guiding it with wisdom and grace. Upright, the King of Cups symbolizes emotional balance, maturity, and the ability to remain steady during emotional currents. He represents someone, perhaps yourself or another, who leads with heart as well as intellect. Kind, diplomatic, and deeply intuitive, this king supports others without being overwhelmed by their struggles. When he appears, it's a call to lead from emotional strength, to show empathy while maintaining boundaries. Reversed, the king's energy can become emotionally distant, manipulative, or overly controlled. It may suggest that emotions are being hidden or used in unhealthy ways. There could be a tendency to avoid vulnerability, or to feel emotionally overwhelmed while trying to appear composed. The message here is to reconnect with emotional honesty and self-awareness. Astrologically, the King of Cups is linked to the water signs, especially Pisces, bringing sensitivity, insight, and a strong inner world. His element is water, refined and mature, able to support and sustain rather than sweep away. When the King of Cups appears, he invites you to lead with emotional wisdom. Stay centered, listen deeply, and act with compassion, especially when others are struggling. So ask yourself, are you navigating your emotions wisely? And are you offering support from a place of inner strength, not emotional sacrifice? Because this card reminds you, true power lies in calm presence, steady compassion, and heartfelt integrity.